What's up, guys? What's up, guys? This is TeknoBlast on Technos. Gamescom 2021 is coming up in 10 minutes. Just wanted to say hi, everybody. This is the first time doing a live reaction to a live stream. So hopefully you guys will join on me and enjoy and chat it up in the chat box. So this is a huge show for Xbox today because they should be announcing a lot of great games that hasn't been spoken about for a good while. The big one will be about Halo Infinite, and see if they'll come out with some new information for Halo. Hopefully the Gunk, Avowed, Scorn, which would be great if they start announcing some stuff like that. So what was I doing before this? I was doing some work, and I was actually doing some training, some lab work for Azure, because I'm about to take on some responsibilities in the Azure environment for our job. And since I'm not familiar with the technology, then I need to, you know, brush up on the technology and learn it, because if not, I'm gonna be left behind. So that's what I was doing most of the day today, just doing some labs to catch up with some of the work I've been assigned. And then this just happens to be today. Oh, nice. Oh, it's the big green man.
It's a pleasure to welcome you to our 2021 Xbox at Gamescom stream. I can't believe it's been 2 years since we were together in person in Germany. And in fact, it's been 6 years since we hosted our first ever fan fest with over 1,000 Xbox fans on a giant boat on the Rhine River right there in Cologne, Germany. I have so many wonderful memories from back in 2015 with our fans and all the Fan Fest events that have happened every year since then. I even remember it was raining, and that first Fan Fest, fans were waiting in the rain, and they were still so excited just to come in and be part of the event. And Phil Spencer, Major Nelson, and others for the team were there greeting them as they were waiting. I made so many friends from that event. Even to this day, I stay connected with fans around the world that I've met at Fan Fest. And on behalf of all of us at Team Xbox, we truly treasure these memories, and we miss being there in person. That's a highlight of the year for us, is to get out and be with our fans in person. We know fans in Germany, across Europe, and from around the world would travel to be there with us at Gamescom, and we will be back with you in the future. But we still want to take a moment to celebrate the Xbox gaming community and the games that continue to connect us. When you meet people face to face,
Oh my god, I love the shirt. That's we actually. Oh, what if they did announce the shirt? That'd be nice. I mean, the fridge. Sorry.
This year, I'll miss hosting that lunch we did with fans every year at Gamescom, or the impromptu meets and greets we would do at Gamescom with our studio teams, going out for coffee and answering all the questions that our fans had. But I also love how our FanFest community has grown globally. And hearing stories of fans that are sharing swag from events or looking out for each other, especially during difficult times, that really warms my heart. I love the family feeling that our gaming community fosters. And given the state of the world today, for so many people, gaming is now the primary way that many of us stay connected. It is our primary social way to connect with our friends, no matter where they are. And that's why I'm excited to highlight especially our German and European community today, and celebrate the connections we've formed with them through Xbox. Because whether you're there in person or not, we're still connected through our memories and our passion for games. On behalf of everyone at Team Xbox, to all of the Gamescom gaming community and fans, thank you for the memories. Thank you for joining us here at 2021 Xbox Gamescom Stream.
Die Gamescom bedeutet mir unglaublich viel. Sie ist mehr als nur ein Sommerurlaub, mehr als nur ein Ausflug. Es ist der Ort, an dem alle Gamer zusammenkommen, um ihre Passion auszuleben.
Ich liebe an der Gamescom, dass ich dort die Möglichkeit habe, mich mit anderen Community-Members zu treffen, die ich vielleicht nur von den sozialen Netzwerken kenne, aber natürlich auch Freundschaften zu pflegen, die sich über die Jahre aufgebaut haben und man auch nur relativ wenig Gelegenheit, sich auf einer persönlichen Basis zu treffen. Ich freue mich immer sehr, wenn neue Spiele vorgestellt werden und dass man natürlich neue Produkte zu sehen bekommt. Und die vielen Merchandising-Stände komplettieren dann das ganze Gesamtbild.
Mit Gamescom verbinde ich ganz stark Community. Ganz einfach, weil bei meiner ersten Gamescom 2014 habe ich so meine eigene Community so ein bisschen gefunden. Genau weil ich immer herausgefunden habe, dass es Leute gibt, die genauso verrückt sind wie ich und auch in ihrer Freizeit Kostüme bauen, ausspielen und ausfilmen und alle möglichen. Ja, und da habe ich einfach einige meiner besten Freunde tatsächlich kennengelernt, die ich immer noch sehr wertschätze.
Dude, I would love to go to a Gamescom or even an E3 that's here in our own backyard, but you know, as popular as those events are, it's like impossible sometimes to get a ticket or anything in there, and then the cost alone is insane to get there. That's why here in Dallas we have a QuakeCon event that just ended this past weekend, and usually I go that to every year, but except for the last couple of years, just because of COVID, stupid COVID. But that show is amazing too. It's not as big as, you know, Gamescom or E3, but it's big in itself, and on top of that, it's a fantastic LAN party, because I think it's the largest in North America or the world, I think.
All das macht diese Gamescom wirklich einzigartig.
Die schönsten Erinnerungen für mich an die Gamescom sind auf jeden Fall die Xbox-Events. Alleine das Xbox Fanfest oder das Xbox Open Doors Event, wo ich wahnsinnig viel Spaß hatte, wahnsinnig coole Leute kennengelernt habe. Und ich hoffe, dass ich das in den nächsten Jahren mal wieder erleben kann, weil es fehlt mir wirklich sehr und ich habe da voll Bock drauf.
Hey Leute, was die Gamescom für mich bedeutet, wollt ihr wissen? Also ich muss sagen, die Gamescom ist für mich schon immer eine riesige Gaming-Community gewesen, wo auch die Xbox-Fans als große Familie zusammenkommen, sich in die Arme nehmen, Freundschaften schließen und einfach gemeinsam Videospiele aus der ganzen Welt feiern.
Die Gamescom bedeutet für mich auf jeden Fall so eine Art Familientreffen. Es sind einfach so viele gleichgesinnte Leute da, die alle Bock auf neue Games haben, generell dem Gaming unterliegen sind quasi.
All right, so we got what, 2 minutes left? 2 minutes left on the countdown. The show's about to begin in a couple of minutes, literally. So we'll see how this goes. My buddy right now is texting me about the Spider-Man trailer that we saw.
Das ist persönlich für mich ein Event, auf das ich mich jedes Jahr freue. Ich war 2012 das erste Mal da. Und was soll ich sagen? Ich bin seitdem ein Dauergast geworden. Ich nehme jedes Jahr Urlaub, weil es einfach megamäßig Spaß macht, dahin zu fahren. Ob mit Freunden oder mit Bekannten oder generell neue Leute, die du da kennenlernst. Es macht mega Spaß, es ist immer ein Erlebnis.
Hey troopers, it's Gray from the 4th European, and I'm here to tell you why I love Gamescom. Whether if you're into the newest tech, like the brand new Xbox, or the upcoming video game releases like the new Halo, or if you're out just to have some fun and cosplay like me, you're bound to find anything and everything that you love and want to do, all under one roof. So go check it out. See you there.
Die Gamescom bedeutet für mich.
All right, the countdown begins. It's 1 minute before the show starts. Let's get this going.
Jedes Mal ein Riesenabenteuer. Jeder einzelne Messetag ist speziell.
So like I was mentioning earlier, you know, we have a QuakeCon that happens here every year, except for the last couple of years, just because of the COVID. It's a large LAN party, a lot of reveals because it's ID, and you know, they show a lot of Quake stuff, a lot of you know, anything that's Bethesda pretty much. All right, you're going to the last 20 seconds of the intro.
Hi, ich bin Nicole, alias Nick.
Look, it's Cortana.
Es gibt jede Menge Gründe, warum ich Gamescom liebe. Es fängt mit den Games an, geht über Merch, Loot, übers Cosplay und hinaus zu meinen Freunden. Gamescom ist für mich das Event im Jahr, wo ich die meisten meiner, vor allem Halo-Cosplayer-Freunde wieder treffen kann. Wir sind mittlerweile eine doch große Familie und ich freue mich jedes Mal darauf, sie wiederzusehen.
All right. it's 0. Let's get this started. And what's the first game here? Flight Simulator, man, it's a beautiful game. I mean, there's no other game like it. I've flown a little bit. I went straight to the flying, didn't understand the controls, so I just kept crashing all the time.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great games.
And look who it is, man. It's our girl Kate Yeager.
Psychonauts,
nice.
My personal favorite Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our
I hope we really, we really get something about Tunic, because with the popularity of like the Ascent and Death's Door, it'll be awesome to get something on Tunic.
All week on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2.
Oh, nice, dude. I love Dying Light. It is awesome.
Hello, I am Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi.
All right, so one thing about these shows like this, I do not like when people start talking. We're all about give me the gameplay, give me the trailers. So we'll see.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go.
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably like many others. People had their ambitions, plans, lives.
Oh, nice. So it's gonna be in a city this time, not an island or a village. So it's gonna be cool. The landscape is gonna be amazing. Watch.
They tell me they had a vision. They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many different ones. Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird met a broken leg?
Hope died. Now the city is falling.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
But I can't let that happen.
Oh, nice.
Not yet.
He just threw a grappling hook down and swung right back into the building.
Secrets the city holds.
Oh, fuck. Hey! Still some rats here.
Oh, now you can jump over the barricade.
The bazaar needs good people. You're doing great so far.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
Uh-oh. Is it electrify? Is it electrify? I've always liked the electric weapons. Dude, they added so much parkouring on this thing.
Is all hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Nice.
Well, that was an exciting trip, wasn't it, Timon? Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform further attacks, for example by rebounding from their bodies, jumping off them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now.
Wow, it's 20 years since the first game, and
more vicious too.
so it's a lot of stuff that's gone between the original and this game.
And explore its vast, complex world on December 7th. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
For the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York Newman, to the stream. York, thank you for being here. The last time we met was at
So
the
I try to
Xbox
play
Game
the
Showcase,
I played some of
and
the
it's getting ready to come out on console.
Flight
How did that
Simulator a
go?
little bit myself.
As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console
I crashed a lot just because I didn't do tutorials. I just went straight into the game.
And from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you there have never been more people.
If you didn't notice what he just said, he said usage numbers, which is a big thing when it comes to engagement, not just flat sales numbers.
All right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
All right,
There's
Top
so
Gun.
much going on, Paris. So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited. They saw the FA-18. They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this world update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new
That's gonna look amazing.
Like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in
Wow.
Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria, and
that is
and those cities
crazy
look just
the way it
amazing,
looks.
Amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100 of
look
the
at the
most unique
mountains.
places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs, and we sort of spread them throughout the simulation, and we also added
That's
airports.
crazy.
We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland. And And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights, we have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you.
So I haven't flown
really
from any
celebrate the beauty of
airport
this
to
region of Earth.
Houston.
And this
I wish they
is
had a.
celebration,
I can't believe they didn't put an
Germany,
airport in
Austria, and
Houston
Switzerland. I'm so happy
as a
to be able to
landing or
announce the date here
departing.
at Gamescom.
So I have to go from Orlando
That
or
is
Los
really incredible,
Angeles,
all the different regions
and I haven't made it across
that
just because I end up crashing all the
way that
time.
you're able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this.
Wow.
And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we work
That's
with Bernd
insane.
Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers. And he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials.
What about
Then
that
we worked with an organization
big
that is
airplane, that
preserving one
Spruce
of the
Goose
last
or whatever it's
surviving
called,
examples of the
the Howard
Junkers.
Hughes one?
So
I
they
mean,
let us scan and take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually flew one of those planes while it was still flying in the real world. And he lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah,
it's crazy that they have to hire and get all these consultants and all these experts to get these type of planes to sound and feel like the real thing, and understand the plane as well, and then have to translate that into a game version, a simulation version of the real deal. So that's just insane.
And we're basically capturing their planes, and they know that we can digitally preserve them in perpetuity. And we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German company called Volocopter. And they're making an eVTOL air taxi for urban traffic. So they have a vision of the future, how these drone type.
Oh, nice! That'd be fun to pilot.
We're working directly with the engineers.
Look at that! Oh, a copter!
Capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight simulator, and that's coming out in November.
Nice.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the
RARA.
Reno Air Racing Association. And every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race. And we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth. And I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed.
This is gonna be insane.
We go into the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show
All right,
that.
let's see what they got here for the next update. Or the future update. Oh man. Oh, these little planes, little prop planes. Yeah, we see these at the Fort Worth air show. I've seen these before. Oh, that's it. What a freaking tease. What a tease. Come on now. You could have shown a little bit more than that. Play Date 1 on Game Pass, baby.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground.
500.
So
It's crazy.
you're definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched our flight simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world. There's lots of them. This is also the first time
you know
when
what they
can
should do?
basically race with your
They
friends
should
across the
they
planet.
should partner up with Pixar and do a
competitive
a
multiplayer is
planes
coming to
collaboration.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Have Dusty crop
And
crop
that will
topper or
definitely
whatever,
set you apart
crop
from the
duster
others. And you asked when is it coming
in
out?
there.
This is
Oh,
coming
that would
out
be so
this fall,
amazing.
so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have
I think it was
need
Pixar.
for speed, so
I think it
can't
was. I
wait
forgot. Maybe it was
to get my
Disney.
hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
All right, thank you. If going fast on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5
Here we go.
later on in the stream. We'll also talk
supposed to be
with
now.
Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
All right, come on, Game Pass news. What we got? Combo games. And is a game that I backed up in Kickstarter. We've been waiting for like 3 years for it to finally come out, so hopefully this is it. But no date though. That's the thing. You know, we get excited about these games, but like, man, we really want dates.
Yep, somehow they did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror.
What's up, guys? You guys are viewing me. Thanks for checking it out, man. I know I'm not the best streamer here, but hey, I appreciate that you guys showed up. And, ooh, what's this? I like a horror game. I always enjoy horror games. It's a cult? What is this? Is this some kind of retro Doom game? Nice. Kind of like Doom, but with a little abilities of BioShock. Yeah, give me some of this, man. I don't play that. Hey, I'm monitoring the chat too. If you guys want to say anything in the chat box, man, you go ahead and I reply. Into the pit. Sweet. Oh, nice. Oh, it's on Game Pass day 1, baby. Yes. October 19th. I need to make note some of these games are coming out with their date. Another Game Pass game.
Well, I am here with creative director of World's Edge, Adam Eisgren. And Adam, I'm so excited to talk Age 4, of course, because you've brought something a little different and very special today.
Yeah, I have. So, you know, so far we've been showing everyone kind of
It's nice to see Kate Yeager back on the screen, man. It's been a while since I've seen her announce anything for Xbox. If she has done anything recently, I must have missed it because, you know, life.
But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history alive that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it. Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment.
You know, to tell you the truth, I've never played any of the Age of Empire games, so I don't know what to expect, and you know if I'll even like it or not like it. So I would have to try it myself whenever it does come out. I need to take a drink.
Total, and they're called hands-on histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one
Where's my spreadsheet? What's up, Luke? My spreadsheet's updated, man, but once this show is over, I need to update it with all the new stuff that I do want to play. That's what I usually do at every show, is I take note of all the games that are coming out and whether they're coming out soon or not. You know, I just put to be determined. So, why aren't you working, man? You playing hooky or what? And can you give me a sound check here? Does the sound of the show kind of bounces out with the voice, with my voice?
Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features.
Now, Logic, I get with these shows, people want to show off what they're doing and they want to talk about it, and you know they want to explain their hard work about a game, but myself, man, I don't like this. Just show us gameplay, just show us trailers, just show us release dates. Show us things other than this, what we're watching right now. I really do not care for it, and I'm sure many people share the same feeling as me.
Moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close
It says
to the
I don't
counterweight
work, I just game.
and by launching the projectile from a sling.
I work, but luckily this is during my lunch hour, so you know I take my hour off and then take a little extra time, because what's another 30 minutes, you know? And usually today I have no meetings, so no meetings at all today. And what I've been doing most of the morning was doing training for Azure. So I've been doing that and doing some lab work for Azure and trying to get familiar with the tools. And that's pretty much it.
To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
And the same thing tomorrow. I'm gonna do some more Azure training. And then Thursday and Friday, I do have a lot of stuff going on.
Some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
Trebuchets were
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't care how you know, the research that was done behind it to make this game possible, to make it feel and sound and look amazing. I just want to see the final product, and that is it.
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy.
So I know,
Made it the ultimate
you know,
medieval siege weapon.
they want to fill in their time, their hour and a half, their 90 minutes with a lot of talk. That way, they have 90 minutes worth of stuff.
You know I'm going to say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome and remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And
I know, just
there's a phrase
get on with it and show some more gameplay.
Describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with like CG kind of overlaid to show you the history. And so for these, we really wanted to do that same thing. So ourselves and Relic partnered with this amazing group in the UK called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, you know, get all these and finally start showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on segments.
All right, so that was my kid right now. Needed some help on some homework, on some very easy homework, and somehow he's having a hard time understanding directions. So he was supposed to illustrate a safety rule in science, and the easiest one he picked was, you wear gloves all the time. And so he made, the first illustration he made was, on the left side it was like a bare hand, on the right side was a gloved hand. And he put the safety sentence on top, above the illustration. That's not what the instructions said. The instructions said, illustrate your safety code. And at the bottom of the illustration, put the sentence, the safety sentence. And he got all pissy with me, like, oh, I do it again. It's like, dude, all you did was just draw.
Age of Empires always
There's
known
nothing
for
hard with
history alive in
drawing.
a
Just do it
completely different way,
again
and I also
and
love
make it
to mention
make it
that, you know,
colorful and everything.
you
So
as a team do so much
you know,
research.
kids,
It's
man.
so great to see
They
this
never
approach
follow
being used
directions.
in a hands-on history kind of segment. But I mean, what was that approach like to sort of, you know, sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to do, is try to tell these stories in a different way. But I'll tell you, like,
So hopefully I don't get a strike for streaming this, because sometimes you never know. You know, sometimes they're against it for streaming, you know, their stream.
game, like we're history, but we're a
And
game. We're teaching you
but
things, but you're having
so
fun.
far I haven't received any messages,
Finding
so
that middle ground
I think
is
I'm good.
really challenging. And you know, every time we've tried to show, we've shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories, I've been like, oh God, is it gonna work? Like, people gonna like this? And the great thing is so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing put together have just been like, wow, this is great, and it's so different and kind of cool and refreshing. So, so far so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey, you know, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned Journey, because we are coming towards the end
Oh my
of this
gosh.
development journey for
Yes.
Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find
All
and learn
right,
more
so
about
we-
Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
So,
you know, October 28th, we are launching the game.
Oh, did they?
You
Okay,
can go to
cool.
ageofempires.com
Yeah, I kind of went to other YouTube channels just to see what everybody else was doing. I saw them like, okay, so if I saw like 3 people doing the same thing, I figured it was okay to do it.
On Xbox Game Pass for PC as well, so anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start playing. But
Yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
yes, so Gamescom opening night live.
Yes.
11 a.m. Pacific time. There might be something Age of Empires related in there, so if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
So 30 minutes into the show and like 20 minutes has been nothing but
Very much.
talk.
Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
That's what I don't like.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future of cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
Nice.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future, where you can pick up something and you could play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
And what's nice about this feature is that if you're missing out on the Series X